youngest brother comes from my ex stepdad. So when my brother came along, I was at first, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't happy about having another sibling, but I don't know what it was when he came along. When he was born, he immediately clung to me, and it's been like that since he was born. And I kind of stepped in, although my stepfather was in the home, he didn't really take out a lot of time with my brother. So he didn't spend a lot of time with him.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that was? Do you have
I
an
mean,
idea?
because he had another son before my brother that he didn't spend any
Oh,
time with, and then wasn't really in his life like that. So,
mhm.
you know, so a lot of times my brother was around me and my sister a lot. So when my mother was at work or when my stepfather was at work, we'll come home from school. We would have to watch him. We had to feed him, when they was not around, when they was working. And then, when I graduated high school and then I went to college, I went to college and then and then when I came home from college, I was still going to college, but I stopped staying on campus.
Right,
So when
right.
I was at home a lot, it was the same thing. I was still watching him all the time. And when I eventually left college, I wasn't doing anything but sitting at home. So a lot of times I'll take him to school, pick him up from school, pick him up from school, get him whatever he wanted. It was that type of thing. And sometimes when my mom couldn't be there for certain things, like she'll have to work. If my brother had like a science
Yeah,
project or something
yeah.
like that, I would sit in for her if she couldn't be there.
Wow.
So I
So
was
cool.
pretty much like his second father
Yeah,
in a sense.
right. Because
So
I was
that's
gonna get into that because I'm going back to because you was a father figure.
mhm,
So, but before your brother even knew what a father figure was, you say he already clung to you, like he already had that bond and attachment to you before you even
mhm,
understood the concept of you being a father figure and before you took on that space,
right.
that role, right? So, what do you think? Why do you think it was? What is it about you, or what was it that he felt, like drawn to you about? Like, what do you think? Why you think that was that he felt so drawn to you at that moment, even before you
I
became that?
still
Okay,
wonder. Because I can't put my finger on it, but I still
right,
wonder why.
mm,
Because it was like that even when he was a baby. Like
right, yes.
it was
I
like that.
think
I
it's like a
remember.
soul tie. Then you talk about this soul tie thing, Scotty. So I think it might be that, and we don't even know. Like we wouldn't know until now. Subconsciously, you was his soul tie.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember my mother bringing up something that happened a long time ago. I think I was home from spring break, and I was in the sixth grade, and he wasn't even a year old yet. So I think he was probably, this was like March during spring break. So my brother had to be like 9 or 10 months old then. And every morning my mother would be sleeping. I hear him wake up and I'll go and get him and I'll bring him in my room and he'll sit in my bed with me and watch music videos all
Oh,
day. And
oh,
then after I went back to school after spring break, he'll wake up and my mother would catch him crawling to my room looking for me,
oh, wow.
but I was gone back to school. So it was like certain stuff like
That's
that. Or
amazing. Because what's the
right.
thing there? Because what is that like though, Scotty? Like, how does it make you feel when you have someone, look up to you like that you admire? Like, how does that make you feel?
Well, I know that some of my friends that's in these comments are probably gonna cuss me out like they always do. But I'm gonna say this. I know that he looks up to me because of some of the things that he said recently, and he every Father's Day he calls or tell me Happy Father's Day or whatever. I always feel like
Wow.
I'm not the right person for him to look up to because I didn't accomplish certain things that I felt I should have accomplished. And you know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm.
like, there's other people he could be looking up to other than me. I'm really not the perfect person. I haven't made some of the best decisions in my life, but he still looks up to me. But everybody tells
Mm.
me no one's perfect. So,
Right, right.
you shouldn't be, putting yourself
Yeah, you kind
down
of yeah,
like
you
that,
keep from
So it's always something it does feel good to have somebody look up to you, especially when you're a person that doubts yourself all the time. But when you have somebody another
right.
human being that looks up to you, it's a feel good. It feels
Yeah,
good
it
to have
should.
somebody.
And I'm right. It does, and it should feel good. I also understand where you're coming from when you have those reservations in regards to how you feel that you haven't accomplished enough. But when you idolize, when someone idolizes you, you want them to see you at your most vulnerable. You want them to see you broken. You want them to see you in that space where it's like, wait a minute now, how do you handle this? So how do you deal with this? And so that represents growth. That shows true leadership. And it shows that you're able to receive whatever blessings that do come.
That's
So they're able to see that. So they're gonna look up to that, then of course, and look, yeah, yeah, yeah. So you say they're cursing at you now. they
see,
say cursing at you now.
see,
See, so there you go. There's your reassurance right there.